Oh shit, here we go again.
Grimsby Town, the Mariners, are the club that I support. Finishing this season 11th in the Sky Bet League 2 table, surviving after our first year back after promotion. The thing is, we really don't want to stall now, and we've got decent owners and cup money from a decent FA Cup run, reaching the quarterfinals this year against Brighton. The only thing is, imagine if the owners disappeared. Imagine if the FA Cup money disappeared, and we had nothing. That's because today we're rebuilding Grimsby Town without spending a penny. Hurst is going to stay in charge, and this is the team we have to rebuild. We have newly announced Pakistan international Otis Khan in our team, alongside main player Harry Clifton. We've got Kieran Green, my personal favourite in the midfield, and a relatively decent squad around it. Josh Emmanuel is on the bench. He's unfortunately left in real life. Alongside, to be fair, most of the players, as this is the team we're going to be rocking. I would like to replace Emmanuel and sell him if I can, just because he's not a real life player, and probably replace Bryn Morris, who's left. And we've only got 2 million anyway, so instead of piling that all into wages, I'm going to invest in 3 scouts to fund our season with. That's took us down a lot, but Harley Lewis in the academy looks a very decent player, as we've got quite a few of them. Promoting him, I'm going to promote Kade Jacobson and Jensen Draper, but we're still going to get 2 players in despite the academy money that we've put in. Nikolai Eliho, he's a right back, along with Neil Foley. There's always a regen that's released, and you've always got to sign him up. And just to make sure we get through this first season, I've gone ahead and got Mitchell Duke, who's the usual Season 1 free agent. Trust me, he's not going to be here for long. I want an academy player coming through, as this team is very well-rounded. And our first game of the season has arrived, Swindon Town. We finished joint points with Swindon in the league as, hammered 3-0. And I tell you what, overall it's a terrible start to the season. 1 win out of our first 5. The new board is showing resoluteness to us though, and the team is not truly happy. Just need this academy to shoot up. And halfway through, so many lone players have been recalled. As halfway through, we're still in the FA Cup, round 3. Don't know if we actually joined that round. And hey, we're away from the bottom of the table, but we are still only 17. I'll kinda take it. Signings still need to be made somehow. And we're losing FA Cup hero Gavin Houlihan. Is there anyone we can get in? And we do have a player, Kevin Kusboth, has come from Hungary. Should be hungry for League 2 goals. And as Cyprian enters Cheapside, the training ground, Ilias Kostis is a young centre-half. I feel a little bit more confident. Just a little bit more. And that's a disappointing end to the season come the end of it all. 16th after 46 games. I guess it is safety, as the final of the FA Cup is between Chelsea and Everton. Tottenham have won the Carabao over Everton, having a really good season. And the Papa Johns love to see this tournament. Ipswich winning it. To be fair, we've had injuries all season long, including Max Crockham, our keeper. As Harley Lewis outscored everyone with 25. Too good for League 2. Mitchell Duke wanted 1 season out of, got 14. Season number 2 has to be a lot better for us. It just has to be, naturally. I think Lewis does leave, but we've got Jacobson to replace him. We've also got Draper in the goal, who's a youngster, getting the youth players through the door. And this season's going to be an overhaul. Firstly, welcoming Will Baxter as centre-back who's young. That's followed by Luke Berry from Luton, who we beat in the cup. Actually, make that 2 Luton players with Sonny Bradley. What a coup. That is a huge signing, as Daniel Chesters is another youngster. And then a few days later, Keshi Anderson walks through the door. Now that's an improvement to the team. I think goalkeeper, despite Draper being a youngster, and striker has to be the positions we target. No other midfielder. Harry Clifton is staying as our captain. But no one before this first game of the season against Sutton, which is going to be our tester. Please, 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 please. Oh my Boogiel. As 2 more have to come in after that game. I'm not accepting that defeat. Javi Cueto, a Spaniard striker, and Connor McLennan from Aberdeen. And that is fully a lot more like it. And we're gonna have to trust Draper in net, because we've got no time to sign another one. And this season is a lot more like it. I'll take 3rd this season. We are so far into the playoffs, I'm not even looking at the teams below us. Now it's time to focus on automatics and getting youth players through the door. And here we go. We can't even promote him yet, but Arthur Anderson, he's our next keeper. And we're actually going to end with 1 more signing, a Uruguayan, Sebastian Boselli. Welcome. You are one of, well, plenty of signings this season. And this is how the team looks come end of the year. A lot of unhappy faces actually on the bench. As we did finish top of this league, above Northampton, above Walsall, and that means we are promoted to the EFL League One. FA Cup final between Arsenal and Leeds. Can't wait till we actually can sim and see the final of this. Carabao, Liverpool are the victors. And the Papa John's goes to the real life team of Bolton Wanderers. Best player for us was Javi Cueto, the Spaniard, and Harley Lewis, who, we can't lie, has to leave the club quite soon. Okay, so in our first season promoted, the board want us to win this league as well and make a lot of money financially. I think this is the end of Lewis. He's 82 rated, sat in a team like this. Gotta go. Oh, and even though we knew it had happened, it's still hard to see Harley Lewis has gone to Watford. I mean, it's got us a bit of that money, like. And finally, we get his own signing through the door. Jay Stansfield is coming to Grimsby Town in League One. That's our one young signing made already. And our first game this season is Wycombe Wanderers away at Adams Park. Paul Hurst has to get the lads up for this. And he has done emphatically. Just selling a few more players like Daniel Chesters, who we haven't got on with. Waiting to see if this season can kick on. And I tell you what, this is the season for youngsters, but maybe too many of them are goalkeepers. And a disgusting big fat thumbs down. What have we done wrong this year? I mean, that's what we've done wrong. We're currently 11th. In League One. We could potentially reach the playoffs, only being 3 points out. Does that mean we need just an extra boost with a player? I mean, how do I actually boost this club, though? How? How can I improve that? I'm going to sign the player here in Alex Correida, a midfielder, to try and sharpen things up. And come end of the season, we actually finished second. Look at that. We had a huge gap over Coventry and lost out by 2 points. That is gutting, as the FA Cup is won by Tottenham Hotspur, Carabao by Manchester City in a Manchester final, Papa John's by Carlisle. Plymouth actually bottled the final. As there are the playoffs in our league, one of them teams will join us in the championship. We have made it, and to be fair, we should do very well in the championship, judging by them ratings. But it's the goal scoring ones I like to look at, with Javi Cueto getting 25, Correida, who we just brought in, with 13, same with Geshi Anderson. One less is youngster Jacobson. Brilliant from our squad. Finish mid-table. Oh, it feels good not to be expected to win the league, as they want a crucial defender. I agree with that. We need a centre-back captain-like figure. And I think we've made that signing straight away with Roberto Ricci. Wait till I introduce you to this guy. 77 rated Italian, who's going to be at our right centre-back slot as we move to a 4-4-2 as well. And that is the only signing before Burnley to start this season off. We are going to promote 3 young keepers straight away, though. These will hopefully be money makers. I'm not expecting anything against Company's men. And to be fair, we came a little bit close. And we've got 2 more in. After that game, we've got Max Bird, ex-Derby County. This man is a rock in front of the defence. And Dennis Martins, who I'm intrigued to actually see his rating on. I did not scout him. He's 70 rated. Okay, that'll do. But we don't stop there. We do not stop there. Big gun incoming. Alfie Devine ex Tottenham is a brilliant free agent. This is kind of what I've got planned out now for the remainder of the season. Just needs a bit of a bench shuffle up. And we've got one early solution. Saul Cuevas, the Mexican striker. As another thing we're going to do, it's not a signing and it is spending money, but recalling Lee Wilson from his loan deal at Royal Antwerp. He's gone for 2 years. No, he hasn't anymore. This is what we're going to go with into this season. And to be fair, it's a very, very balanced team. Oh, and we've actually got a star rating for once. The board happy, as we do sit in 12th. That's a good season for the first in the championship. Sandwiched in there, but is the playoffs in reach? They are 4 points off. The only problem is, if this team gets into those playoffs, or even near them, the expectations of next year are going to skyrocket. That is what I dread to see, as the academy as well, we're not getting much from it. We've even upgraded each scout to 4 stars. And to be fair, I know I'm looking at this team a lot, but I don't see any more signings coming in this season. Definitely not in this January period. We're good enough to carry on for that mid-table finish. And we're going to start off by showing the cups, because Liverpool have won the Carabao Cup come end of this year. Nowhere near the FA Cup, as Liverpool get a double. The domestic double. But are they in the playoffs in the championship? Because we, Grimsby Town, have slipped in there without making a signing, only 4 seasons in. and it was by 3 goals over Preston. That's right, we faced Burnley, who beat us on opening day, so I don't fancy his chances at all. Brentford are Sunderland in the other leg, and I'm seriously spooked how we got here, but Dennis Martins has 17 goals. He's outscored Cuesto at the 78 rated mark, and then Jay Stansfield has, of course, 10 goals himself. Cuevas with 6. This team's getting along nicely. I don't think we'll be able to cope in the Premier League, I can't lie. Ricky may do, though. Can we cause any shocks? I kind of don't want to go up. Hey, but we've won the first game. I say I don't want to go up because I don't think we'd survive with the team we have, but we could. If there is some free signings as we go into Wembley. We've got Manager of the Month for not getting beat by Burnley, but we've got to go again, as it will be Sunderland we face. Come on. These will want to beat another team in black and white. Not on the day, however. Will that be a bad omen? It is, because we've lost 4-2 in the playoff final to Sunderland. Martins and Devine getting our goals. Don't care for those. We can only hope it doesn't affect next season, when we've definitely got to push on now. How do we actually improve this team? How? We've got to attract somehow Premier League quality to the Championship, because that's the only way we're improving. We're losing quite a few players as well who aren't up to the standard, which should hopefully give us some room to sign. The only problem is the scouts aren't getting back to us, and they've improved, as we've got players on international duty like Draper, who was one of the free agents we signed right at the start with Harley Lewis. As speaking of early on players, we've lost Max Crockham, another original, but that does free up wage room for Ismar Kovenchik, who is a Bosnian centre-half. Then again, back to the negatives, Ollie Battersby and Neil Foley, one of our first free signings, have both left the club, but we replaced them with Felix Castillo and Hugo Lucas of France. But I do actually have one player cooking up. We're going to try and sign after Ipswich. All Hurst's ex-side before he was at Grimsby. It's a 3-3. Oh, we've been turned down from the player we wanted to sign. God damn it. And our last signing is going to be Alex Miranda, a 16-year-old Brazilian striker, because Jay Stanfield's just walked out on us. Oh, and we're close to automatic promotion, but still 4 points off Norwich City, Watford, and Villa on our tails. I've got to be honest, I don't like this. I don't like where it's going. At least we're very clear of mid-table. So Burnley, we're stranded down there as this team is coming on. The only player that I don't like at the moment is Baxter. Why aren't you improving? And to be fair, I don't see us making another signing. On to the end of the season, and we won't be going straight up automatically. That's right, it is the playoffs against Burnley again, after dropping a position. We're still no good in cup competitions as well, as United beat Middlesbrough. Tottenham grasp the Carabao, and our top scorer is Cueto. Martins in second and Devine in third. How's the ratings looking right now? Very, very decent. Even Draper is now 83, our keeper. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. We breezed past them last year, and the first leg's the same as the second leg is a draw like the first time we played them. I think they've got one less goal than that. Come on, we love playing Burnley. Aston Villa. What a finale this is going to be for the Premier League status. Please somehow find a way against a strong Villa team. Ricky, our highest rated player in the last minute at Wembley. That must be a good occasion for the Mariners, as we are first time Premier League victors. Oh, not first time, but the first time we've been there. You know what I mean? I'm getting too excited. And now it is time for the Premier League. We're expected kind of to avoid relegation. It is the lowest of the low priority-wise, as they want a crucial striker signing. Of course, we can't spend money, but it's not an issue wage-wise with the team. Only a smudge took out so far. As signing number 1, Alfonso Alves. He's no good, but we're gonna sign him anyway. Not the striker we wanted, as Thierry Bangura isn't as well, but he's a good player. Look at the stats on this man. Very pacey, very good on the wing, and we're honestly struggling to find players. Just zooming through pre-season, which we're not doing well in. And the graphics have changed, which gets me excited, but also very nervous. And it is the black and white derby, apart from Newcastle in the top division, which is Fulham and us. We won't rush it, however. We'll sign Moussa Kone, although he's not our crucial striker. And Edgar Hassan is another before Fulham. As how will our introduction to the Premier League go? It'll go with a defeat. Crescencio Somerville. And that has to go down as one of the weakest windows we've ever had, alongside one of the weakest starts. These things are really bad luck. And now that the glasses are off, It improves the form and morale. We're 7 points clear of Watford, sitting very nicely in 13th. I'll take this spot. I'll definitely take this spot. Come end of the season, it will be brilliant as the team is still going up. There's one player I said I wanted to get rid of as well at the start of this save, and that was Josh Emmanuel, who has left in real life, and he's one of the only ones, the OGs that is, still going. We're doing that good. We've been offered a job at Lorient. I'm not fancying the French challenge. If you want to see one of them, it's the last video on this channel. Click down below to watch. As we finally found a decent signing, it's only took half a year for David Alaba to come to the Mariners. Having him, a Champions League winner, in the heart of our defence with Kovacic just behind, it can only be good. And already at deadline day, so it's just David Alaba hoping to carry it forward. And we kind of just did survive, but then again we were 7 points clear of Southampton, the team we beat in the FA Cup this season in League 2, and now out of the Premier League, like in real life as well. As speaking of the FA Cup, we went and won it! That's better than the quarterfinals of real life. FA Cup winners! FA Cup winners when you just survive relegation. Biggest achievement so far as Leicester win the Carabao. And I think we get into the Europa League as Sociedad and Ajax are in that. Could we really compete with them? I'm not sure. As Javi Cueto, best player, 19 goals. Cuevas, it told us to sign a crucial striker, and we've got these two gems already. Hey, they only want mid-table again. And Europa League? Group stages. That can't get any easier. And we are not going to be messing about. Coizer-Duberry, I think that's said correctly. I'm terrible with names and I'm sleep deprived, but he's a striker. And definitely a good striker for what? 18-year-old? And another player we've managed to sign is Michel Aebischer. He's that midfielder, probably replacing Max Bird. And for once we don't start the season with the first Prem game. It's the Community Shield at Wembley. Cannot believe we won the FA Cup. Oh, we've lost on penalties. And how will it go against Leeds in our first game? We get a draw, so swings and roundabouts, really. And our group in the Europa League. I'm worried about Mönchengladbach, but Gilvente and Shamrock Rovers, hopefully blessings to maybe get us through to a knockout round. And halfway through, Luton in the FA Cup. I love that game. Remember being at that game this season, as it's not great in the Premier League. We're only surviving so far by the 3 points. But we surpass our group in the Europa League. We are into the knockout rounds, topping it. Gilvente, the ones joining as well. So worried about Gladbach. They're gone. So glad we've got through. But looking at the team, we should definitely be doing better. Look at the spine. Cuevas, Cueto, Devine, then we've got Kovacic and Ricky and Draper. And yes, we've already got rid of David Alaba. He's going to Crystal Palace. As we've signed Jonathan Barlett and Kiwi defender, I think. And I think Harvey Cooper is the Aussie. And if we can get past Besiktas and another team, I'll see you at the semi-finals. And we've actually made it semi-finals. We've got the easier side of the draw as we beat Hellas Verona and we beat Besiktas. I say this is the easy leg as it's a 2-1 first leg win. And book your tickets, Town fans. We're going to the Europa League final. We'll check around the grounds first as we finish 12th. It's definitely not a... Well, it is a mid-table finish, but not a pushing up one. Would have loved higher as Man City win the FA Cup. Unfortunately, it's not back-to-back. We don't care about the Carabao. It's Cities as well. And we have PSG at the Groupama Stadium. Do we somehow find a way against PSG? We have! We've done it! Lucas in added time. Grimsby are in the Champions League when finishing 12th. Javi Cueto, top scorer. Coutiere stepping actually up off the bench. That is very impressive from him. But I don't believe that FA Cup win put us in the Europa League, which we have won. Finishing a Europa League spot. I guess that's the least you can expect when you're in the Champions League and they expect a quarter-final. That is absolute madness. And what is a theme here? Signing a player straight out of the gates. Asane Sissoko. I think we've got just a bit of a gem right there to partner Cueto. Or do we put him on the wing? Decisions. As we've also got another defender, Eduardo Cardoso. Look at this team as well. Aebischer. You are so out of place and need replacing. Woohoo! And the Super Cup to start off with. I forgot about that. Bayer Leverkusen won the Champions League. That's amazing. They beat us as well. Van Dijk's playing for them. Bayer are on smoke. I hope we can turn it around in the first game against Leicester City. Please, Abish is still in this team somehow, but he's working in this team. And damn you, he is staying at this club, is Abish, in that midfield. Somehow we haven't signed another one. At least we now know his contract does run out at the end of the year. But what we've been waiting the most for is this group. Bayern, Lazio, Rangers. That is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. And I've had to change out the Grimsby kit because it's just too warm. As checking the league. Oh! Second in the Prem. What a glow up for Town. We expected it. Our team is so much higher rated. The main thing though is the Champions League, as we are through into the round of 16. That was a hard group. Napoli we face as we came second, understandably so, with Bayern in it. Rangers and Lazio fired out. Comfortably fired out as well. That is good from us. Now that, of course, we are in the Champions League, I'm going to sign a few little players here and there. Not great ones, Justin Andrew. And nothing else done in that window. Straight on to Napoli. Blundell Park is the destination for the first leg as we get a 1-0 lead. Even with the 1-goal advantage, going to Naples is not going to be an easy feat at all. But we get a draw. Courtier with both goals in both legs to see us to the quarters. It's on to Ajax. That's a winnable game. Please do something in this first leg. Our team looks incredibly strong. Incredibly. As it's a 2-2 draw. Back at Blundell Park. Is it going to be agony or acceptance? It's going to be acceptance. We're through. 2-0. Semi-finals of the Champions League. We've gone from FA Cup win, Europa League win. Could it be the third in a row? Out of the remaining teams, Milan are very decent to get. I probably would have actually preferred Leipzig. Oh, wait. Both clubs are quite rich. Man City are out, Man United, Atletico Madrid. No Cities, no Reals. Max Bird is in our midfield. That is unreal against Milan at home. That's going to be the tie-over. That is going to be it. This was such an opportunity. There's no way we score more than 3 goals at the San Siro. Nope, we're beaten 6-1 overall. Horrific in the semis. We can only hope it's better in the league. We've simulated to the end. Cueto scoring 23 goals. In fact, he is the top scorer in the Premier League. Beaten Haaland to it as we have finished third. Look at that, Leicester in 4th. Watford in 5th. Liverpool run away with the league. A phenomenal season as Man City win the FA Cup. And hey, Champions League again. We're just ignoring that. Carabao also won by Man City. A very decent season. As of course Milan and Liverpool in the final. An Istanbul repeat. Which, to be fair, I don't want to see who wins. Because I don't want to give Liverpool fans the time of day at this moment with the cutbacks to the final. Apologies if you're a Liverpool fan, but I can't hear Istanbul no more. As Javi Cueto, top scorer, 28 goals. Courtier, 19 for a 20-year-old, pretty decent. Sissoko's got in there as well. Devine. Next season, we should stand a chance with competing at the very top. So much money in this final season. 165 million. All of that, we cannot spend. Well, we can spend some on the academy. They want us to improve that. They want a Champions League place and a final reaching. And a final of the Champions League reaching as well as the FA Cup. And as always, we start with a signing. Thomas Calabria. He's a middle-of-the-road Argentinian midfielder. Selling all the deadwood as well, because even though we don't need the money, trying to get the wages up for the ones that do. And we've gone ahead and signed a player we had in our last save. Daniel van der Beek is a Mariner. A very quick pre-season and only the one player, but overall this team has the quality. No one less than 80 rated. Selly as well, still playing out of position at left back. He's been here the whole time. He is so decent. But we will get one more player before the first game against Norwich City, Patrick Berg. As the outcome of this first game, Norwich a decent team and they come close with Sinisterra, but it's not enough to knock the Mariners off. And I tell you what, we better win the Champions League this year, because Harry Clifton will leave us at 32-year-old, and he is Grimsby through and through. He has to be here all save. But it all depends on our group, which is Leipzig, Villarreal and Feyenoord. I think they're all very decent teams, but I do still fancy our chances. And judging by how this month's gone, just before we get into it, I'm not hopeful. But to be fair, we're still en route for a Champions League finish, 5th in the league. And we are through. Time for revenge on Milan. We actually topped the group as we're going to sim straight onto the game against Milan because I have no other plans. Revenge is the only thing on my mind. Paul Hurst is up for revenge. Come on, we've got ratings increasing all over. We need it. But we've been beaten again. Please do something in this second leg. Oh, yes. 2-0. Alfie, Devine and Sissoko. The comeback. Goodbye, Milan. We don't even know if they won it last year, but there's a lot better teams in it this year. God damn it. As we've got Bayern Munich. Not a nice team to play. Allianz Arena for the first leg. They've got Lazetic up front, and we have Sissoko. There's still a leg to go here, but if we honestly beat Bayern Munich at Blundell Park, I'm holding out real hope for what we can do, because Courtier sent us to a semi-final again. It will be Olympique Lyonnais we face, to be fair. Apart from Leicester, of course. Well, we should just say we're just avoiding City. That's the only thing we want to do to the final. If City can find a way not to progress, I would be loving it. Please. 2-1 against Lyonnais, who we've still got to get past. As we approach this second game, please. Berg is now 79 rated, which puts me on edge. But it's done. Grimsby Town are in a Champions League final. Let's be honest, it's only a couple of years away from what will happen in real life. Please don't be City. Please don't be City. Leicester, you're a failure. As the board are really angry with us. Have we been a failure in the league? Kind of. We were comfortably in the Champions League, but not in a title race. We also went out in the semi-finals to Norwich in an easy FA Cup, and Norwich City even won it. At least we've already won that ourselves, as Chelsea beat Southampton 4-3 in the Carabao. And our run to the Champions League final has been emphatic, to say the least. Let's give it a good send-off, I hope. Because if not, we're getting sacked. Terrible ratings as a 30-year-old Cueto, though. 33 goals. He is a phenomenal player. Same with Courtier, who's come into his own. Sissoko. Devine with 20 assists. Divine in nature, divine by name. Should have probably said that the other way around, but here we are. I think it's the San Siro for the final. May actually not be the San Siro, but I don't care. It's a blue derby because we're in the stupid blue kit. Come on, Paul. Shouldn't be in this kit, but I'm still hopeful either way with the amazing team we have. We know Cueto can outscore Haaland, as here they are on a chance. I think that's Julian Alvarez. Bumped off it by Kovacic. And let's go forward because we've got a chance here. Look at that for a pass onto Courtier. Oh, no. But it is actually a chance for City early on here. Been to the box. Haaland swinging but not getting there. Still defending to do here. It's round the corner. Foden. What a challenge. Ricky, who's been here quite a while. As that is a good ball forward onto Alfie Devine. Devine's got a bit of a gap in this defence. He needs to keep on running. Edison in the goal. That's a decent save. But it's to the man in the middle, Cueto, who can back it up and score to put Grimsby in front in the Champions League final. The Mariners go wild in the Champions League final. The shot from Devine, we need to see, wasn't a good one, but the bounce just there was exceptional. Now it's time for long stay Ricky to glue onto Haaland. Still other players taking the shots on. Still maybe a chance to be created when we get the ball back. Courtier through bodies. Force the corner as here's Sissoko with the back heel. It's a bit short. That's a good whip in. Keep it to it. Added time should and is over in a second. Keep this up, lads, and we have a big shiny trophy. So let's get going. Martins, he's not been really involved. He hasn't increased a lot since the championship days, but here he is running riot in a final and shooting just wide. I expect a lot more from City, I can't lie, but Martins again. He's round the corner into Cueto with a bit of a run. Cueto cuts inside well, goes for the shot, and Edison, man. Here's Berg on the ball right here, though. McDonald into Martins. Needs a flick on right there. Gets a flick on. I think we're offside. And we're wide. Wasn't offside, really, but the dominance continues. We've won the ball from the goalkeeper, having a sloppy pass out. Oh, Sissoko, don't let us down now. Because if you do, City have chances like this one. Haaland running through on goal. He's found a drag back. And, oh, Kovacic. What a read. What a clutch onto the ball. But still, Haaland gets a ball forward. 2 tackles coming in. The same man. Oh, and we've saw the crossbar helped us out. But Erling Haaland heads into an open net for 1-1. That's very late on to concede that, you know. That is so sloppy. Tom Draper, he tried to read it, and Haaland's just too tall. Just no good with us defending, but Cueto still fighting for this ball back. That is into Alfie Devine. He tries to shrug off the defender. Ederson again. Late pressure, but a ball whipped into the box from Devine himself. Ricky close. Berg to head it back into Kovacic. He goes for the shot. He goes for the pass, and Cueto's found it. 9 minutes left of the final. Javi Cueto is a Grimsby legend. He finds the back of the net after just fuffle in the box. He stays onside, and that is 2-1. They're going to try and run at us full force now, City. Haaland, look at that. Look at that. Hold on, lads. Trying to keep it away from them as Phil Foden on a turn. Very tame. And a last-ditch corner for them. Ederson is in the box. It's towards Haaland. Just whack that away, Bozielli. That was almost right side of Courtier. And Ederson was up. Just had a time to avoid. And there is a free kick. Szoboszlai. Oh, my days. Can we just say how bad that was? In the final of the Champions League, as the ball's hammered forward from Draper, it's on to Courtier. Cueto's after a hat-trick if he can get one. Blocked by Laporte. It's passed forward. Referee, give the Mariners the welcome they need from that whistle. They're still letting it go somehow. Come on. Into the box. Haaland's across. Draper's off his line. And Grimsby Town are Champions League champions without making a signing. Been off Leicester winning the Prem. Been off Luton Town in the Premier League. My club's done the biggest thing of them all, winning the Champions League from League 2 without spending money on a signing, and if only Paul Hurst could repeat it in real life. It's going to be Alfie Devine who lifts the trophy for the Mariners. Please, just do it. There we go. It's a shame we weren't in the home colours, but I am so glad to get this over the line. The biggest challenge yet, and we've completed it. If you want this challenge doing with another club or any others, drop them down below. Up the Mariners, and I'll see you then.